together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we have a little bit of a smaller card in the MLB. Only 8 games. We have 9, but there's a doubleheader. So there is that because we get 2 games of Colorado, Kansas City today because that's what everybody wants. Which means we have 2 system plays in effect tomorrow because it's Friday, and we know everybody's playing tomorrow. So we'll look up whoever pitches for Kansas City and Colorado tomorrow and take the routes over.
Seth Lugo and Kyle Freeland.
Love it. Love both those. Okay, awesome. Love to hear that. And then we have 3 games in the NBA, 3 games in the NHL for playoffs. Quick recap of yesterday. It was brutal yesterday. Very frustrating. And, of course, what comes along with a really bad day? How about some extra inning losers and overtime losers and things along those lines? So fun times. In baseball, went 2-4-1, lost with the Cardinals team total over. They scored in the first inning. That's it. I did get the Yankee Cleveland under 8.5. I thought that one was cooked. It was 2-1 at the end of 1, and heading into the bottom of the second, it was 4-1 Yankees. It finished 5-1 Yankees. So the under comes through there. The Mets, they win that game 4-3 in extra innings. So I did get an extra inning winner there. Gave it back later in the night, but it is what it is. A double loser on the Baltimore game. I got hooked on the Washington team total over 4.5 at plus 110. And then there were 3 runs in the first. It was 3-1 in the top of the third. I needed 1 more run in the first 5 innings in order to push, and I don't get a run. So I lost the first 5 over there. For those wondering, by the way, I looked it up last night because someone called me out on it, saying to stop it. The Orioles' first 5 overs this year are 14-4-2, up 9.16 units. So I've been really, really good with that. So, no, I don't plan on stopping Orioles' first 5 overs. Plus, they've never lost back-to-back days. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I believe. I have to go back and look. But if you're 14-4-2, I highly doubt you've had that. But it is what it is. And then I pushed on the White Sox first 5. If I would have just done the first 5 plus a half, it would have been a winner, but it is what it is. And then Arizona -1 loses in the 11th inning against Tampa Bay. So that was fun. Hockey was a clean reverse sweep. Very, very frustrating. Montreal +165. Loser. They were coming on late. And I feel like if that game had another 5 minutes in it, then that game would have gone to overtime because Washington was trying to just survive the last that third period there. They did not look good at all. And I think that momentum can carry into Montreal for the Habs, even though they lost that game. They should have they should have at least tied it and gone to overtime. I think we can see more overtime potentially between Washington and Montreal, which would suck because I can't win an overtime bet in the NHL when it comes to the playoffs, which brings me to the next one. Colorado Avalanche, a double loser there. Team total over 3.5, -1. Loser. 2-1 Dallas in overtime. Very, very frustrating there. And then the Oilers lose 6-2 to the Kings. So I put out a post on Twitter, and I've gotten already a few responses back. There are currently 5 teams in the NHL who are down 2-0 in the series. A few of them play today. St. Louis, Ottawa, New Jersey, Edmonton, Montreal. Which team do you think has the best chance of coming back from down 2-0 to win the series? And I was kind of thinking about it. I want to take a look what the odds are for all those teams to win the series and put a quarter unit each on them. Just as a big plus price tag, because these are all underdogs in the series. Other than Edmonton, who was a -120, -130 favorite to win the series against the Kings.
You want lines?
I think I might sprinkle a quarter in each on all of them, even though I have no faith in New Jersey. It's just as a not an experiment, but a test here. If I can get 4-1 on all of them, I'll take a shot with it potentially. Because one thing
get at least
none of them played a home game.
You can get at least 4-1 on all but one.
Edmonton
is 375. Ottawa is 500. The Blues and Canadians are 700, and the Devils are 1,100.
Fair. All right. I might sprinkle on all 5 of them to win the series. Just if one of them comes back and it's not Edmonton, you are making a good chunk of coin. And I feel like I have to. I feel like not like I'm forcing myself to, but I feel like I have to because it would be practicing what I preach. And you know what I say about playoff series. The series doesn't start until the road team wins the game.
Yep.
All 5 of those teams have played nothing but road games, and we're going to be backing all of them in Game 3. All of them are going to be backed in Game 3 because there's one thing you rarely see in the NHL, and that's sweeps. So I will be backing all 5 of them in Game 3, first period full game. But overall yesterday, bad day, down 5.52 units. Oh, I forgot. I did have 3 plays in the NBA. I cashed or a lot. My only loser of the day was Boston team total under 103.5. I should have taken the spread with the Magic instead. I cashed with plus 12.5 with the Miami Heat, and the Rockets -3 was easy last night as well. So if I would have just taken spreads on all 3 games, I would have gone 3-0 in the NBA yesterday. But I got a little too cute there with the Celtics game, and that Celtics game went over the total because. That total was like 196.5, so kind of interesting there. But yeah, down day for me yesterday.
It was a 2-4 day on the site. I will say someone forgot to put hockey up there,
which is just fine. I would have gone 0-3 on the site.
I was about to say, which is just fine. We split out in the NBA. I had the Rockets, and of course, Paulo Banchero for the Magic hits a shot with 9 seconds to go, turns it from an 11-point game and a cover to a 9-point game and no cover. So I missed out on that winner with the Celtics by that shot. Our only winner in the MLB is the best team in baseball, and that is the New York Mets, who went and swept the Philadelphia Phillies and have won 7 straight, and now they have the best record in baseball. The other games were losers because we had the over in the Nationals game. We had the Diamondbacks run line, which they lost outright. And we had the over in the Rangers game, and it did not get there. So end up being a 2-4 day on the site, down a little bit. We move on. And I don't think it's going to be that big of a card today because, we're only going to be talking – there's 9 MLB games, but we're only talking 8 of them unless we want to – we're only talking 8 of the games, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. But head over to the chat. I'm finishing up typing up all my stats for baseball today, and then we'll get into the card.
Yep. By the way, everybody check out the goal for the super chats today. $5 dono. We'll put 446 in timeouts for 30 minutes. At $10, and we'll put them in there for 24 hours. Anyways, we'll go say hi to the chat. Coyote saying down day, but Rockets -3.5 and Dylan Brooks over his points. There you go. It's funny to see on FanDuel that all the O2 teams are plus money, excluding the obvious Oilers. By the way, but the Senators are 0-2, are favored against the Leafs. Are they playing today?
Yes, they are.
Go Leafs, go. I can honestly see the Canadian crowd boo the shit out of the Caps. Yeah. Who called Nick out on?
You did. On an angle that I'm 14-4-2 on of 9.16 units in fucking 20 plays. You are truly a dumbass if you want someone to stop betting something that has that high of an ROI. That is not a genius thing.
Nick, you have your
I have to
your.
update those. I will be updating those as well as Tim's going through the chat.
There you go. Oh, the genius returns. Okay, I'm not doing that. The Habs have the best chance. I agree. Oh well, no. I like the Devils. Habs, Oilers. Nah, give me the Devils to make it out. Sens have no life. Habs do have life. Blues no. Oilers sure. Devs yes, but they need to win 2 straight.
Yes.
Someone told us the Caps would lose the first round. Someone said I can't.
Was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. And you know what? I should have taken a step back with it and realized the round to fade the Capitals is round 2 because they end up losing down the stretch, which got the President's Trophy curse away from them. Because we know what happens when the Capitals win President's trophies. They do get bounced early. But the spot to fade the Capitals in the playoffs. Now I will be on Montreal game 3. I will be because I bet teams down 2-0 in series. The spot to fade the Caps is when they play the Hurricanes in the second round.
Or Devils.
Or see, not as much with the Devils because I think that the Devils are a good matchup for the Capitals. And I think that the looking at the playoff bracket, I think the easiest route to a conference final is the Carolina Hurricanes. They play the Devils, and then they'd either play Montreal or Washington. I think that's the easiest route to a conference finals in hockey right now.
So what you're saying is there's no chance they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals.
I'm saying they should, and this is the easiest route they've probably had in a very long time.
There you go. Home is important in the NHL. It's important everywhere. So the Cap series didn't start up 2-0. It did.
It did.
I stayed away from the Sens Leafs game 3. Super tricky. It would have been trickier seeing the current odds. Nick is going down hard in hockey. I called it. Sorry.
I know you love watching me lose. I know you get off on that. For some reason, you have a weird fetish on me losing bets. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of weird.
Hey, whatever gets them off. Anyway, actually, holy hell, 2 games have the same exact odds. If you don't like 446's preaching, you can time him out. I'll go. Yeah, I was wondering what happened to all those hockey losses, no site plays. I thought Tim stopped Nick, but I guess he forgot. No, I have no control over the hockey on the site. So Nick is supposed to put him up. Now, I'll put him up for him today because I'll be on the show for it. But if I'm not on the show or anything, it is Nick's responsibility.
I forgot. Yeah.
I like hearing different sides that go against Earl's. Keep 446. You're lame. Shh. O's fade. I'm not betting the O's.
Really? Really?
Oh! You've lost 1 out of your last 2.
I lost 1. Oh no! I'm going down with the ship. I lost 1. Okay, you done?
Tide is turning. The Senators and Red Sox. Who do the Red Sox play? The Red Sox don't play.
The Mariners?
Oh, sorry, Mariners. Mariners and the Red Sox. It's Garrett Crochet Day, so I don't know. Probably look towards the Red Sox. Oh, someone admitted they said it. Books are juicing it. With the 3rd overall pick, the New York Giants select Abdul Carter. That would be a good pick.
I'm fine with that.
I think NHL home advantage is way more important than NBA home advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah, I could see that.
What do you think about the Twins and the White Sox? White Sox have a chance? No.
I don't know.
No. Oh, it's Chris Paddock. But no. I tell you not to do these bets next year. How do I want you to lose? You just seem to get excited every time he does. You tell him not to do his bets, even when he wins. He's up in the MLB.
Yes, I am.
Let's jump into the MLB, Nick.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm Still currently updating. Also, let me grab this as well. Let's see. There's the contest for baseball as well, the link for that. Let's get into it here. I have my spreadsheet all set up and ready to go. Let's do this. We have an afternoon baseball. Shane Smith taking on Chris Paddock. Your pitching matchup here. This line opened up at a minus 240 for the Twins. It's now down to a 212. Line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 115. It's now an 8, minus 104. So we do have a move towards the under here, as well as a move towards these White Sox, suggesting that Shane Smith pitches well. So far, and then let's take a look at the cash flow, where we have 79% of tickets and 85% cash coming in on the Twins. The line's dropping. 79 and 80 and 78 is on the over in this one here. Shane Smith has a 2.82 ERA and a .94 whip, a 6.04 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 3.22 walks per nine, a 194 BABIP, a 388 FIP, and a 4.69 SIERA, suggesting potential some negative aggression for him. On the flip side, Chris Paddock, 7.27 ERA, 1.56 whip, 7.79 strikeouts per nine, which is 19% strikeout rate, 4.67 walks per nine. He does walk way too many batters. And the BABIP that he gives up is a 269, which is worse than what Shane Smith does. His FIP is worse at a 5.85, and his SIERA is worse at a 4.75. He's just not looked good this year. The bullpen edge does go towards Minnesota, as I do have the White Sox projected as one of the worst bullpens in baseball. And when it comes to the hitting advantage, the Minnesota Twins against righties this year are hitting 99 WRC plus, which is 21st, compared to the White Sox 74 WRC plus, which is 28th. Now, if I'm looking at the White Sox in this game, I'm looking to cut this game down with the first 5 rather than a full game. And I think if this is a game the White Sox win, it's because Shane Smith pitches well. So I could see this being a little bit more of an under game, which suggests to me maybe this is a Minnesota Twins team total under. Maybe this is a White Sox first 5 plus a half. Maybe something along those lines. Maybe it's a first 5 under. You can get first 5 plus a half at plus 110 over on DraftKings. I'm kind of interested in taking the White Sox early in this game, and I would like to fade Chris Paddock. Paddock is coming in off of, I believe, a decent start in his last one, if I remember right. But this is also Chris Paddock, who has faced
one earned run against the
one earned run in 5 innings against the Braves. The bullpen ruined that game for him. The Twins are 0-4 in Chris Paddock starts, including his first start of the year on March 31st, where he went up against these Chicago White Sox. Went 3 1/3, gave up 9 earned runs on 6 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. I think the White Sox can get to him a little bit here in this spot, and I'm gonna go over to DraftKings where it says the best available line is, and I'm gonna take the first 5 plus a half here with the Chicago White Sox. I wish I did the plus a half yesterday because it would have cashed instead of pushing, but it is what it is. But for me, this is first 5 plus a half for the White Sox.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need to get involved in this one. Just because it's the first game of the day. It's an AL Central matchup where the Twins are honestly way too big of a favorite. But do I want to trust a Chicago White Sox team that is 5-19 this year? No, absolutely not. Where their only win was in the last 10 games was against the Red Sox. No, this is not a spot I want to trust. I think there's going to be better spots on today's card. No, I don't feel I need to get my day started in the White Sox and Twins game. So I'm going to pass on this one, Nick.
That's fully understandable. I totally understand. But for me, it's getting plus a half with a pitching advantage here. And I wouldn't talk anybody off maybe a first 3 for the White Sox as well. If we think that he gets to him early, I've seen plus 145 for White Sox first 3. I don't hate that either. If you want to get in and get out as soon as possible, but I like Shane Smith to give us at least 5 innings in this game. So yes, I do see enough of an edge here for me. White Sox first 5 plus a half, I feel like have been a bet that I've taken a decent amount this year. And I'm going right back to it today.
Wu versus Crochet. Yes, that's going to be a good matchup. We'll talk about that one in a minute. For all the real fans of Earle Sports Bets, here is the MLB contest for you guys to join. So for anybody who is a true fan of ESB, you guys can go ahead and join the contest. It's free. Every good talk show needs an enemy. Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess you're the villain. Wow, I see minus 300 for the Royals in the first game.
Where?
I'm seeing 270s. Get my drift. 446 brings ratings. 446 is a bitch. Damn right. Damn right he is. Luke Kishel. Over an RBI. There you go. With the 7th pick in the draft, the Jets select the punter from Fresno State. Okay. I mean, that's not going to happen, but okay. White Sox first 5 money line. Who's parlay baseball? Minnesota, Kansas City, and the Red Sox first 5 under. I could see it. I mean, big favorite, and the under in the game. Go for it. Panic has only given up 2 runs in the last 10. Twins -1, -170. Contest play. Then here's a crazy concept. Put it in the contest. The link's in the chat multiple times. Put it in the contest. Every game equals a dog winning. Early game equals dog winning. Woo! Only one true fan, one true follower, and it's not you. That's a Lord of the Rings thing. Don't even. That actually made me chuckle. Sorry, I know. Yeah, whatever. Let's head to this one, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Boston Red Sox taking on the Seattle Mariners. We have the Red Sox minus 175 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have Brian take on Garrett Crochet. Line opened up 160. It's now 177. Line opened up at an 8.5. Juiced heavily towards the under at minus 125. And it's now an 8. So we do have a move towards this under with basically the line moving, basically adjusting juice, really. Because now it's juiced towards the over. And that one, 76% of the tickets, 68% of the cash is on the over, 77% of the tickets, 77% of the cash on the Red Sox. The line's moving towards the Red Sox. I understand why the line is moving towards the Red Sox because Garrett Crochet is dominant. We'll start with Brian Wu, though, with 3.12 ERA, a 1.04 whip, 7.62 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%, 2.08 walks per 9. A 257 BABIP, a 303 FIP, and a 3.83 Sierra. On the other side, Garrett Crochet, 1.13 ERA, 0.91 whip, 9.84 strikeouts per 9, which is 28%, 2.81 walks per 9, a 234 BABIP, a 2.18 FIP, and a 3.21 Sierra. The bullpen edge goes towards the Red Sox in this one here. Both FIP and Sierra have the edge over Seattle. Slight hitting edge for Seattle here. They're 7th in Major League Baseball against left-handed pitchers with 108 WRC+. On the flip side, the Red Sox are 12th at 107. So 1 WRC plus difference between the way the Red Sox hit righties and the way the Mariners hit lefties. Not a game I'm getting involved with. I would like to see how Garrett Crochet does in this spot as well. Crochet's looked really, really good. The market is moving towards Crochet, so it would be Red Sox -1 or no bet for me, I think, in this game, especially after we saw, I believe, the Mariners take care of business yesterday. I think this is one of those spots where Garrett Crochet comes in and pitches well. So it would be a lean towards the Red Sox on the -1 line or a Mariners team total under, which I don't mind this Red Sox bullpen. What is a Mariners team total under? Because the line's moving towards Boston. I don't really want to lay this type of number with Boston. Team total is 3.5 -120 to the under for the Mariners. And for the first 5, it is that's the first inning. It's 1.5 -125 to the under for the team total in the first 5. I do think Garrett Crochet comes out here and has a good game. So I lean Red Sox -1, something along those lines, and a Mariners team total under, but I don't think I'm getting to either.
We're gonna end up starting off our day with the Red Sox here. Whenever Garrett Crochet pitches, I like this Red Sox team. And I actually saw something interesting with Garrett Crochet. Along with Cole Reagans that we'll talk about in the next game, and Skeens, where it showed a little bit of a difference in their mechanics from last year to this year, where they are not thrown with as much torque. They're not throwing their arm slot is actually a little bit lower, and it'll actually help them become more of an ace better because they're going to be able to throw more innings. Because lower arm slot, Nick, less strain on your shoulder, less strain on your elbow. And all three, Garrett Crochet, Cole Reagans, and Paul Sneens, all dropped their angles significantly from last year. Like there is 6 to 8 to 12 inches of drop in their shoulder angle. And we've seen it already. Garrett Crochet looks good, and that's why Garrett Crochet is kind of the outlier because he's actually looked good. Reagans and Skeens hasn't looked as good to start the year, but once they get those mechanics down, they're going to be dominant. So keep an eye on them too, because I do think you're going to see a resurgence from those two guys as well once they figure out the 100% the mechanics. But I figured I'd bring that up because I saw that interesting with the Trevor May video, which he is very, very smart with all that pitching stuff. It's actually fun to watch some of that stuff. But Garrett Crochet is going to have a big year. I mean, I have him for Cy Young. I have him for most strikeouts. He's already struck out on average 7 batters on appearance of 35 strikeouts already. Sign me up for the Red Sox -1.
Yeah, it feels like Garrett Crochet's strikeout numbers are actually a little low right now because he's only striking out batters at a 28% clip and 9.84 per 9 innings, which I remember seeing him in the double digits last year. So I feel like even putting up the numbers he has so far, his strikeout potential is way higher still. I expect 12 per 9 and a 34+% strikeout rate for Crochet. So I expect better from him in the strikeout numbers here.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely expect him to get better with it.
Yeah, maybe this is just a Red Sox -1 type of spot. I want to take a look what that is because it is a little bit of a lower total. So maybe we might get a better number and looks like
I doubt it. I got +112 or +118 with the run line.
Yeah, I'm seeing 180, 115. Let's take a look what that is. -130. I'm okay. I don't need to pull the trigger on the Red Sox in the spot, but that would be the only spot I would look.
There you go. Let's go back and actually look at the chat. Bovada, Tristan Casas over to get an RBI. Sure. And went to -300, then back to 270.
Okay.
Hilarious. Red Sox first 5. Yes.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I think that's probably the biggest. No, here's the thing though. I'd be like, yeah, I would want Crochet versus Woo. I like the bullpen edge for the Boston Red Sox as well, especially. Actually, I need to take a look what they did yesterday, but it would. I like the edge the Red Sox bullpen has over the Mariners as well.
I took Nixter's BFF -1, -135. The Red Sox. Seattle first 5. Woo will go no. Red Sox team total over. 212 under. Red Sox run line. High IQ play. And here's the deal. Ready? If you think it's a high IQ play, put it in the contest. I don't understand why people aren't joining the free contest. Why this game ain't a cash cow.
Total is an 8. You're looking for an 8.5 or higher. You're looking for 90+% of the tickets on the home team with the line moving towards them. The line is moving towards them. It's also not 180 to 280. So a couple things it doesn't check the boxes for.
There you go. Hi, what's up, Markel? So close with to first 5 full game +8. Damn. Tiny Tim copied 446. No, because I took a run line. Yo, Markel. Crochet is Nick's BFF.
He's one of my favorite pitchers in baseball right now.
Stop being a bitch boy. Nick -1 copies me. Now it's -185. We're not copying you. We bet the stuff the night before. We honestly don't give a shit what you bet. Let's go to this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Kansas City Royals and the Colorado Rockies. This is a matchup that was there was a postponement yesterday. So this morning, the line opened up at a 275. It's now down to a 255. And then this morning, it opened up at an 8, heavily juiced towards the over. Now it's an 8.5, actually. So it's moved slightly towards the over in this game here. 87% of the tickets, 91% of cash is on the over. The line has at least moved slightly towards it. It was heavily juiced towards the over at the own betting line, though. Then we have 92% of tickets and 80% of cash is on the Royals. The line's moving against them, suggesting that the Rockies might be live in this game. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have German Marquez taking on Cole Ragans. This game was supposed to be Cole Ragans and Chase Dollander, but they bumped Dollander to the second game to face Lorenzen. We won't be talking about that one there, but I would like to kind of watch that game to see what Dollander does. And taking a look at these pitchers, German Marquez has not looked particularly great this year. I don't think he's pitched much though. Let me take a look real quick because I feel like he's only made like 1 or 2. No, my bad. He's made 4 starts. 3 of them have been on the road though. But granted, when your home is Coors Field, I don't know how much you really care about home run. I mean, I don't know how much. Not that you care, but I mean, I feel like pitching on the road is better than pitching at home when your home is Coors Field. He's thrown to an 8.27 ERA, a 1.84 WHIP, 6.06 strikeouts per 9, which is 14%, 4.41 walks per 9, a 3.64 BABIP, a 4.92 FIP, and a 5.06 SIERA. He's not been very good. Are the Royals the team that he can go and pitch well against? Cole Ragans on the other side, you were mentioning him a couple minutes ago with the new pitching arm angle and things along those lines. He's been okay. 3.58 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, 13.66 strikeouts per 9, which is 37%. Those are the type of numbers I expect from Garrett Crochet with those type of strikeout numbers. 2.28 walks per 9, a 3.55 BABIP, a 1.80 FIP, and a 2.19 SIERA. Cole Ragans is somebody I'm kind of circling right now to have some positive regression, have a good start. The bullpen edge goes towards Kansas City, but I'm not a fan of either bullpen. And the hitting edge, ready, Tim, goes towards the Colorado Rockies. They're 26th against lefties with a 56 WRC plus. Actually, my bad. It does go towards the Royals, but the Royals are dead last.
The Rockies are the worst hitting team in baseball. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, okay. Against right-handed pitchers, This is what tripped me up. Against right-handed pitchers, the Royals are dead last in baseball, 63 WRC.
Okay, there it is.
That's because if you're looking at just the rank, the hitting edge, but like when you look at the actual WRC plus numbers, 7 WRC plus better are the Royals versus righties compared to the Rockies versus lefties. I think this matchup sets up really, really well for our first 5 under because we have a struggling German Marquez who gets to now go up against a Royals team that doesn't hit righties. I want to take a look at the weather here in this spot. I don't like either bullpen for a full game under. This would just be a first 5 under 4.5 for me. I want to take a look at the weather real quick, where it looks like the wind's blowing out a little bit, 10 miles an hour towards left field. But I think everything sets up here, other than the wind blowing out, for a first 5 under in this game. And I think that's where I want to go here in this spot. First 5 under 4.5 between the Royals and the Rockies. I was on the first matchup of the series, and I'm going to go back to it here. This one, first 5 under 4.5, minus 105 over on Bet365. And I think I was looking back at my numbers so far this year. My best type of bets so far this season have been first 5 totals. So that's something I want to kind of not hone in on, but focus a little bit more on is first 5 totals as well. First 5 unders and overs, because my overs have been just as good as my unders so far this year in first 5s. So yeah, I'm on the first 5 under here in this one, under 4.5, minus 105.
I feel like, and I know this is kind of my theme with double headers. I feel like I have to bet both games of the double header, and just kind of pick a side and go both games, but or pass on it altogether. I'm going to pass on this one altogether, and the main reason why is I would want to go Royals both games, but their run line in the first game is minus 125. So I wouldn't be getting plus money on both. So I could possibly go 1-1 and lose money. That's kind of my look at it. I'm not going to go after this doubleheader. I really do like Cole Reagans. I think the Rockies. I think that you get a good game from Kansas City. Kansas City's going to win the first one at least. But I not something I can realistically go after.
Yeah, and for me, if I'm taking a side in this game, I'm taking some type of Rockies action. Because I would like to back German Marquez pitching well today. That's my cap for this game, and I can rely on Reagans for that situation where you need 2 to tango. Yeah, I think that this is a spot where I'm capping this game that Marquez pitches well against a Royals team that does not hit lefties, and then Cole Reagans does what he's supposed to do against the Rockies.
Yep. A lot of chat. Let's see. Who's pissed off at who's pissed off at 446?
Waters. All right.
True Waters, okay. Rockies are never live in this game. I mean, they definitely could be. I'm live every game. Plus 220, not enough to back the Rocks. Victor, you want to be 446? Stop it, you can't. I don't want to be 446. I actually like being a profitable sports bettor. I remember when Victory. Okay, I'm not doing this. I just want to be able to get through the games and not go through 2 little kids fighting back and forth. People will never back up their fighting. Exactly. How about you guys both hear me out? You guys both enter the contest and see who's better.
Yeah, that's the only way to find out who's actually better, rather than if you guys want to play the contest of who has a bigger dick, put the plays in the contest and let's figure it out.
Yep. White Sox money line. Nope, not doing that. Delusion. Wow, you guys are just all right. It's just them fighting. It was a month contest. Well, okay, then on the first start.
Put up or shut up.
Put up or shut up on the site. All right. Let's go.
Let's continue on here. The San Francisco Giants taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. We have the Giants minus 140, total of 7.5 in this game. Take a look at the line history in this one between Tobias Myers and Logan Roop. Line opened up at a 135. It's down 140. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 115. It's down to a 7.5 at minus 111. So we'll move towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow, 68% tickets and 80% cash on the Giants. The line's moving towards them slightly. 89 and 86 is on the over in this game here. Taking a look at the pitching matchup, Tobias Myers has not thrown yet this year. I have no numbers on Tobias Myers. I want to see if that's actually correct. Or, yeah, he has not pitched a single game so far this year. He appeared in 27 games last year with the Milwaukee Brewers. Started 25 of them to a 9.6 ERA, 9-6 record with a 3 ERA and 138 innings pitched. So he was pretty solid last year. On the flip side, Logan Roop, 4.09 ERA, 1.36 WHIP, 11.86 strikeouts per 9, which is 31%, 3.27 walks per 9, a 3.58 BABIP, a 3.25 FIP, and a 2.98 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Giants. Hitting edge is exactly the same. Both these teams 105 WRC plus against right-handed pitchers. So these are two teams that are identical against righties so far this season. And we have the market moving towards the Giants. The line is moving towards the Giants. I have Logan Roop as somebody who I expect some positive regression for, and I really like Logan Roop. I remember watching him last year. It was a game I had an under 7.5, and I want to say it was Diamondbacks and Giants. And Blake Snell went out there and threw one inning because he threw like 40-something pitches in the first inning, gave up a run. And then Logan Roop came in and shut the door down. That basically for, I want to say 5 or 6 innings or something along those lines after it. He's a funky righty that I actually kind of like. I like those type of pitchers. He just looks like one of those pitchers that is like a really annoying at bat that like you're never comfortable in the batter's box against him. But yeah, I would only look towards the Giants in this game. I'll look towards the Giants in the full game. I just think they've probably gotten maybe a little too expensive. And at this point, you would have to lay a -1 line with the Giants, with it being -145 on the money line. So it'd be 145, 155. So you'd get plus money on a -1 line here with the Giants at plus 104. I would be leaning towards Giants -1 in this game if I had to bet anything.
I kind of want to go towards the under. We've seen
what do we get from Tobias Myers though?
I don't really think it matters. No, not that it doesn't matter, but we've seen this so far in the series. A 4-2 win, a 5-2 win for the Giants, and then the one time the Milwaukee Brewers won, it was 11-3. But if you think the Giants are going to win, it's going to be a 3-1, 3-2, 4-2 type of game. And with that, I do think the total goes under. I think especially because keep in mind, this is in San Fran. It's a 3:45 game here. It's a noon game there. An early game normally results in unders. And with these two teams who always have very solid pitching, I think you're going to see a solid pitching here. And I like the under here. I think you get 4 innings out of Myers, maybe allowing a run or two. I think Roop around the same thing. You get 5. What are you going to get from Roop? 5 to 7 innings. I think he's going to give up a run, maybe. I think this is a 4-2 type of game. I like the under.
I'm wondering why Tobias Myers hasn't thrown this year so far.
Injury?
I
want to say it was injury related.
Yeah, it was a left oblique strain.
Yeah.
That they thought, yeah. Yeah, but he was expected, but he rehabbed in AAA Nashville, and will be returning to the rotation. Okay, so it was an oblique strain. I think if you like the under in this game, obviously you can't put it up on the site, but I think it would be Brewers team total under 3.5 around -115. Because for me, the biggest question mark is what are we going to get from Tobias Myers? I expect Logan Roop to pitch well. Like that would be that's my angle is Logan Roop pitches well. The question is, what do we get from Tobias Myers? I don't know. So that's why maybe instead of Giants -1, because could we come in this game and see Tobias Myers pitch well? Yeah, I mean the guy threw to a 3 ERA last year. But I kind of like Logan Roop, and I like this Giants bullpen as well. The Giants do have the bullpen edge in this game. I want to take a look what their bullpen here. I think might want to move on that team total under for the Brewers. Ryan Walker threw 22 pitches yesterday. Tyler Rogers threw 14. Duvall threw 5. Miller threw 3. So probably Duvall could be available. Miller will be available. Bivens will be available. Trevino will be available. Probably Rogers. I think the only one that might not be is Ryan Walker, but he had 2 days off previous to that. I kind of want to take a shot here. I'm going to take a shot with it here. Brewers team total under 3.5 -115. I don't like the full game under just because I could see the Giants getting to Tobias Myers. But I'll go ahead. I'll take a shot here. The Brewers team total under 3.5 -115.
There you go. Seriously, Chicago White Sox money line. No. Brewers first 5 and maybe full game. Tyler Fitzgerald over RBIs. Okay. Cade Povich gets wrecked.
I think so.
Always fade. Okay. Brewers Nerfy. Second place doesn't win anything in the contest, so if you don't submit false picks with high potential payouts after being down a day or two, then you don't know strategy. Okay.
Then win.
Then win. Have fun with it. If you got the thing is, everybody there's a couple people in the chat that will always be like, "Oh, I hit this. Oh, I won this. Oh, I hit this," and then won't put anything in the contest. To us, I don't care what you hit personally. It does not matter. Honestly, if it's not in the contest, I don't believe you. So it really does not matter what you guys. When you guys try to brag and have a dick measuring contest in the chat, I don't care. I was down, then came back. I didn't get desperate. Everything I put in, I bet. So I guess I trust my captain, Boston Red Sox. Well, congrats on your $50. LOL, I bet more than that in a game. Congratulations. Yeah, it was more for bragging rights, but yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. I don't work. Okay, so you're homeless. Got it. Oh, wait, wasn't supposed to buy a 4-4-6. No, you're good. Over, Giants -1. Whoever had these two teams last night over 6.5 must have smashed their TV. I did not.
I was leaning under.
I'm on Brewers. I lean Giants. Easiest bet, obviously. Thunder -9.5. Okay. Yo, Fernando, your team blew it last night. I don't disagree. That's why you take the over. Second and third, 1 out. Okay. I'm not betting this game. It was too priced. It's cool. Shit happens. Like the Yankees losing 2 out of 3 to the Guardians cashed my first 500. There you go. Victory. You're thinking too much. You're a part of nonsense. It's a fun contest. Just play. What? That's hilarious coming from you. That is hilarious. LOL, no coyote shush. Yeah, where's my membership? What's your Zell? Hell yeah, homeless man bets more than $50 a game. That's no. You said I don't work. I was making a joke. Obviously, you don't know what that is. Venmo, nope. Victory, a lot of homeless people bet a lot. I was being sarcastic, but whatever. I know where we're going in this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Baltimore Orioles taking on the Washington Nationals. Nationals -110, total of 8.5 in this game. We have Cade Povich versus Mackenzie Gore, former ECU commit that ended up getting drafted in the first overall round, third overall, and got a nice little signing bonus. Line open up 107, it's now 111. Line open up at an 8.5 -115. It's now an 8.5 -112. So a 3-cent line movement towards the under in this one here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, we have 59% tickets and 57% of the cash is on the Nationals in this game. The line's moving slightly towards said Nationals. 91% tickets and 94% cash is coming in on the over here as well. Mackenzie Gore taking on Cade Povich. Povich has not been very good. 6.38 ERA, a 2.07 WHIP, 8.84 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 3.93 walks per nine, a 441 batting average, or BABIP, 441 BABIP, a 5.21 FIP, and a 4.25 Sierra. Mackenzie Gore's been awesome this year. 3.41 ERA, 1.21 WHIP, 13.97 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 2.48 walks per nine, a 387 BABIP, a 2.2 FIP, and a 2.20 Sierra. The bullpen edge goes towards the Baltimore Orioles. The hitting edge goes towards the Nationals. Granted, I believe it's a very small sample size for Baltimore Orioles versus lefties so far this year. Baltimore has gotten how many plate appearances? I believe it's towards the bottom. It's in the middle of the pack. Where is Baltimore here? Baltimore. Okay, they've gotten 227 plate appearances against lefties this year and have a 47 WRC plus. They've not been very good versus lefties, and this is a very good lefty here. And the Nationals 78 WRC plus versus lefties. So both these teams have not been hitting lefties particularly well, which does worry me a little bit. But with that being said, when I've been betting an angle almost every game that's hitting at a 14-4-2 rate, and has not lost back-to-back games, I'm going to go back to it here. And it's in the first 5 over here. First 5 over 4.5 -115. And one thing that I've noticed doing this is I've gone against market moves plenty of times. I've seen the lines drop in these games, and it does not matter. The Baltimore Orioles have one of the worst. I think they have the worst starting pitching ERA. And I have a feeling if we can get 1 or 2 runs from the Orioles in the first 5 innings off of Mackenzie Gore, this team total over hits, or not team total over, this first 5 over hits easy. Because I think the Nationals get to Mackenzie Gore in this spot here. Get to Cade Povich. I lean Washington in this game if I'm betting Washington at all. But it's the first 5 over here for me at 4.5 minus 115 on BetMGM.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going with the overs. I think that's going to be like one of your blind bets. I know you're doing first 5. I'm doing full games because full games are the only ones that can go up on the site. 14, 7, and 2 is the overs in Orioles games this year. So another thing that has been very, very profitable all year is betting over in Orioles games. So no, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep betting it because it keeps making us money. And if we would stop, that would be stupid and a bad investment idea. So keep going with the over in the Orioles games until they until we
lose a few in a row. Then we'll take a step back and think about it again.
I'm going to skip all the comments that are involving people just talking back and forth with each other about Venmo and Zelle and a cashier's check. Do people still do that? I could tell that 446, Nick. I'll agree with you. 446 is old. He's some old retired guy that has nothing better to do. My take, Chicago White Sox run line first 5 and avoid the bullpen.
I 100% agree. I'm on that as well. First 5 plus a half.
Abs are trash.
Yeah. No, they competed in that game. Considering they're both on the road, they look competitive in that series, and I think they had take at least 1 in Montreal from the Capitals.
There you go. O's have the worst pitching in the MLB. Oh my God, here we go. First 5 over. First 5 over. Stop the O's first 5. Why? 446. If you were betting something, what was your record, Nick? 14, 4, and 2?
Yeah.
If you were betting something and it was 14, 4, and 2, would you stop betting it? Honestly, if you were betting something and you'd won 14 out of 18 bets that had a result, would you stop betting it? No. Nats. Stop the fish fade. What? Dude, get better jokes because Marlins aren't even playing today. Nats first 5 in full game. Nats first 5. We're going to be taking the Nationals tomorrow, though. 1-1. Time to stop.
What?
So if you go and win 14 out of 17, and then you lose 1, 14 out of 17, you lose 1, you're going to stop. All right, you're stupid. You know where I'm going with this? My guy Mackenzie Gore, fade 446. I'm not okay. Every time he's on the mound, I'm doubling up on the Nats. He joined in 2007. He's old. This guy has to be 50. My dad's age. Gonna get a job, a wife, kids. It's kind of fun. There you go. Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have the LA Angels taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Minus 140 for the Angels. Total of 9 in this game. We have Carmen Ledinski taking on Tyler Anderson. This line opening up at a 143. It's now 146. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 110. It's still a 9, but it did get down to an 8.5 for a little bit. It was shoots towards the over before it's come back to the 9 on this one here. 88% tickets, 89% cash on the over. 72% tickets and 68% cash on the Angels in this one here. Carmine Ledinski has not looked particularly great. 7.41 ERA, 2 WHIP, 7.41 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 4.24 walks per 9, a 4.24 BABIP, a 3.56 FIP, and a 4.38 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Tyler Anderson, 2.08 ERA so far this year. It's been pretty good. 1.06 WHIP, 8.72 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 4.98 walks per 9. Does walk a little bit batters, but a 157 BABIP when they do put the ball in play. They don't get on very often. .469 FIP, and a 4.81 Sierra. The bullpen edge does go towards Pittsburgh, though, in this matchup, but the hitting edge goes towards the Angels, 97 WRC+, which is 22nd, versus righties, compared to the Pirates, who are 25th on baseball against lefties with a 61 WRC+. This is a very confusing game because this is Ludinsky, who is a pitcher that I am not really keen on wanting to bet on. I did bet on him one time, and that was just because the Cardinals played a doubleheader the previous day. And even in that game, he did not look he looked okay. And Tyler Anderson, the pitching edge is probably with Tyler Anderson and the Angels' first five. But when you look at Anderson's numbers, he is a negative regression candidate. Is the negative regression going to come against the Pittsburgh Pirates? Probably not, because they're hitting 61 WRC plus versus left-handed pitchers. So they're probably not a good enough lineup to take advantage of a pitcher who should be pitching worse. So ultimately, this is a stay-off spot for me because it just doesn't all correlate for me in this spot. We have a Pirates team that doesn't hit lefties. We have an Angels pitcher who is supposed to negatively regress, but I don't see it happening against them. We have a bullpen edge with Pittsburgh, so maybe you look, if you want Pittsburgh, it'd be full game. But on the flip side, the Angels hit righties better than the Pirates hit lefties. So I don't want the full 9 innings of that if the hitting edge is the Angels. So ultimately, not a game I'm getting involved with. It's a simple pass here for me.
Yeah, these are two teams I don't want to be betting on right now. This is a Pittsburgh team that has been really, really rough. 10-15 to start the year. Although they are going for the sweep today in LA. That's kind of interesting. Angel, can I just request one thing from the Angels? Can you please trade Mike Trout? Can they please trade Mike Trout
for 5 first-round picks?
Yeah, that's hilarious, Nick. But no, I just, please, for the love of God, just trade him. You wasted his career. At least try to let him go ring chase. Mets can use another outfielder. I'm kidding.
Use a center fielder.
I'm joking. Now, can you please trade him? You guys suck. Anyways, I'm passing on this game.
Yeah.
Born in 2006, children can't even buy cigarettes. I can buy whatever I want. Cash cow, he's not even -200. It is not a cash cow. Angels. No, but I like my lungs. There you go. I'm seeing -155. The line is moving towards the Angels.
Yeah.
For the love of God, trade them, please. I want Angels, but their offense worries me. Yep. Nolan
Chenowell. Something with Noah Chenowell to keep in mind that I heard an interesting stat with him. I believe he is the position player that has played the least amount of minor league baseball games.
Interesting.
My bad. Nick Kurtz has played the least amount of minor league baseball games since Noah Chenowell. There you go. There's your useless knowledge fun fact of the day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because you said I'm taking the LA. There you go. Angels -1. If you're going to do it, take the run line. We got 2 more baseball games, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks -130 favorites in this game. It opened up at a 144. It's down to a 133. So a move towards the Rays in this game. Line opened up 8.5 -120. It's now an 8 -125. Taking a look at the line, the cash flow in this game, 59% of tickets and 55% of the cash is on the Diamondbacks. Yet this line's moving towards the Rays in this game, 87% of tickets and 79% of cash on the over in this one as well. We have Drew Rasmussen taking on Corbin Burns. Rasmussen's been unbelievable. A .78 ERA, or .870 ERA, .82 WHIP, 9.58 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%. 2.18 walks per nine, a 245 BABIP, a 1.62 FIP, and a 2.94 Sierra. On the flip side, we have Corbin Burns, who has struggled since getting to Arizona. 4.84 ERA, 4.64 ERA, 1.41 WHIP. 7.17 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 3.8 walks per nine, a 283 BABIP, a 5.42 FIP, and a 4.43 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go to the Diamondbacks in this spot, and the hitting edge is the same. Both these pitchers smash right-handed pitching. 126 WRC plus, which is third and fourth respectively in baseball. This feels like a sneaky over, doesn't it? A little bit, potentially. Even though I believe this line is dropped, which the line's gone from an 8.5 down to an 8, that'll keep me off of an over in this game. But, I mean, I want to take a look at what we have for bullpens here in this spot because both these teams used up bullpen yesterday. Edwin Uceta through 28, Mason Montgomery through 23, Eric Orsi through 19, Peter Fairbanks through 11, Garrett Clevenger through 10. Granted, all of them had the day off the previous 2 days, and a couple of them had 3 days off. Uceta, Montgomery, Fairbanks all had 3 days off prior, so they could be available. Maybe not Uceta, who threw 28 pitches yesterday. And on the flip side with the Diamondbacks, I believe their bullpen's not in great standing. Ryan Thompson's thrown back-to-back days. He won't be available. Drake Jamieson threw 23 out of the pen, 16 for Shelby Miller, Justin Martinez 12. Martinez should be fine. Miller should be fine. Beek should be fine, ready to go. And same with Faye Horizon in their bullpen there. I mean, I'm interested in the Rays in this game. I like Rasmussen. He's one of my favorite Rays pitchers. He's been unbelievable so far. And his advanced metrics suggest that he should continue to pitch well. Will he continue to pitch to an under 1 ERA? No one will continue to pitch under a 1 ERA. Because eventually you give up a couple runs in the start and you get up to a 1.3 or something like that. No one's going to continue to pitch to a sub 1. Do I think he can continue to pitch well? Yeah, I think he can. Is this a really good Diamondbacks offense? It is. The Rays are hitting righties right now pretty well too, but a lot of those numbers are from the minor league ballpark. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I lean Rays or no bet in this game. And I think I might just leave it at, and it would be Rays first 5 rather than full game, I think. Just with all the bullpen that was used yesterday, I think that's very volatile today is the bullpens in this spot. So this would be potentially Rays first 5, which is plus 110. I'm kind of leaning in that direction here.
I want to back Corbin Burnes. I want him to be good. Like, that was a big trade piece over the offseason that we're like, all right, Diamondbacks got their ace, and that's going to lead them to having a big year. And he just has not been that good. I think eventually he'll turn it around. I do. This is a pitcher that has won a Cy Young before. He was in considerations last year when he pitched to a 2.92 ERA. This is not the Corbin Burnes we're going to get all year. I think we're going to see better from him. I kind of want to take Arizona here. And it would have to be a run line. But I kind of want to take Arizona here to get the job done and win the series and move on to their next series. I think Corbin Burnes is going to be a lot better down the stretch. So I'm going to back him here. Give me the Diamondbacks.
I'm actually going to lock in the Rays first 5 at plus 110 over on DraftKings. And my ultimate question here, and I'm not trying to go directly against you, but we started to see this a little bit last year as well with Corbin Burnes. His velo has dropped a little bit. His strikeout rate has dropped a little bit. I don't think we should expect Milwaukee Brewers Corbin Burnes anymore. No. I think Corbin Burnes is going to be a fine starting pitcher. He's not going to be an elite starting pitcher. He's going to be a fine starting pitcher that'll give you in the mid-3s. I think when the season's over, he'll be better, but it's going to finish with him with about a 3.5 ERA rather than the low 3s, high 2s that we've seen from him in previous years. So I do think that he still gets that name recognition, and the lines are a little bit inflated when he is on the mound. So yeah, I'm going to take a shot here. Rays first 5 in this one. I think I have I think the only game I don't have a first 5, or the only spot that I didn't bet first 5 was the Brewers team total under. It's been a lot of first 5s for me today.
I got the Nats first 5 at 93%. Now it's down to 72%. Should have bet more. Rays first 5. Rays pass. Do it, Tim. Morning, Tim. Good morning, Brad. I'm rooting for Arizona, but passing here. It's fair. Thoughts on Burns over K's? He's only got
only 18% right now, so I'd maybe be careful. And I can see this Diamondbacks. I can see this Rays team hitting him a little bit.
He's only gotten over 5.5 strikeouts in one start this year. You got 8 versus the Yankees. That's it.
That's the one thing I'm concerned about. Corbin Burns is his strikeout rate too.
Yeah. All right, Nick. We got one more game, and then we got playoffs to talk about.
Yeah, we have the Texas Rangers and the Oakland Athletics. -145 for the Rangers, total of 9 in this game. I mean, we're getting Jacob deGrom at -140, -145. Feels a little cheap, doesn't it? Line opened up 140. It's now 141. Line opened up at a 9. It's now down to an 8.5. Which, when was the last time we saw an 8.5 here at Sutter Field? Like, this is a low total for this game. 85% of tickets, 83% of the cash is on the over in this game. The line's dropped. 71 and 74 is on the Rangers. The line's moved towards, I think, the Rangers by a penny in this game. Jacob deGrom versus JT Ginn. deGrom, 3.32 ERA, 1.06 whip, 8.31 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%, 2.91 walks per 9, a 2.04 BABIP, a 5.29 FIP, and a 3.95 SIERA. On the flip side, JT Ginn has actually been pretty good. 3.6 ERA, 1.30 whip, 11.7 strikeouts per 9, which is 30%, 3.6 walks per 9, a 3.20 BABIP, a 2.93 FIP, and a 2.64 SIERA. The bullpen edge actually goes towards Texas. Texas's bullpen is actually not as bad as I thought it would be this year. That was the one thing I was kind of concerned about when it came to the Texas Rangers this year. Is what was their bullpen going to look like? And then on the flip side here, we have for hitting, the hitting edge definitely goes towards the Oakland Athletics, though. 118 WRC plus, which is 7th against righties. Granted, how many righties are like Jacob deGrom? The answer is not many. And then on the flip side, the Rangers 85 WRC plus, which is 25th against righties there. It's a tricky game. I like JT Ginn to have a good game in this one here. And the question is, if you like JT Ginn, I like both these bullpens right now. They're both these bullpens, FIPS and Sierras are sub 4s, which is green on my spreadsheet. So both these bullpens are pitching well. Maybe this is just a full game under spot, something along those lines. It'd be just a lean towards it in this one here. For me, would be a lean towards the under in this game at 8.5. I would play the full game rather than the first 5. Because I like Ginn to pitch well in this game, and I like and I can see deGrom pitching well as well. And I like these bullpens right now. Both these bullpens have actually done better than I thought they would so far this season. So for me, to lean towards an under in this game, I don't think I'm getting involved with it though.
Athletics, A's every day. Still need to update the thing, but. I will get to that. The last 2 days have been crazy busy for me. So sorry that I have not updated that yet. But I do like Oakland here. Oakland, their team total, what was it? Rooker and Butler props as well. Going big with not going big, but Athletics every day. I will have updated numbers for that. I'll try to get to it tonight. If I do work today, but I'll try to get to it tonight.
Fair.
Corbin Burns getting passed like a blunt. Did I miss the Rockets game? I caught. The Rockets don't play today. They won last night. We cashed our bet with the Rockets last night. Fade deGrom. Special guest host Tim A timed me out. No, I did not. Hello. A's under. Nick, control your. Okay, please stop. The total 9. That's not telling me an under. You're doing Texas? Okay. But I don't play totals, so I could be wrong. Max Pacioretty appears to be drawing into the Leafs lineup for Game 3 on Thursday. First game since the 8th.
Wow.
All right, Nick, to the playoffs.
Yeah, let's get it let's head from the diamond to the hardwood. We have the Detroit Pistons taking on the New York Knicks. Series tied 1-1 as we head back to the Pizza Box here in this game at Little Caesars Arena there in Detroit, Michigan, as I'm currently moving all my stuff over from from MLB to NBA. Let me go ahead and do that. And I did cash with the Pistons in the last game. I was on them plus the points. They should be 2-0 ATS in this series, and they very well could be up 2-0 in this series if they could have just played a good 5 minutes that the Knicks went on that 21-0 run. Yep. Line opened up. Knicks minus 115. It's now Knicks minus 120, minus 121. So we do have a slight move towards New York here on the money line. And I was looking at money line because it's a 1-point spread. I don't care about the spread. Because either side, I'm taking a money line. Line opened up 215. It's down to a 214.5. So we do have a move towards the under here in this one. 89% of tickets and 90% of cash is on the over on this spot. 49% of tickets and 64% of cash is on the Knicks. Line's moving slightly towards the Knicks in this spot here. And this feels like one of those games that I think New York can come in here and potentially get a win. That's it. Now, I would have been on Detroit if the Knicks won game 2. That would have been Detroit first half and full game in this spot. Detroit was not really that great of a home team this year, 22-19. The Knicks were 24-17 away from MSG. And looking at this spot for me, I feel like I would go Knicks or no bet in this one. However, if you like the Pistons, I'd maybe go first quarter, first half, something along those lines. I think that crowd with finally a home playoff game is going to be great there at the Pizza Box. But with that being said, do I want to go ahead and bet the Pistons in this game? Not particularly. And I think that this is a spot where it is Knicks or no bet for me in this game. That would be my lean, but it's just not enough conviction for me to go ahead and bet it. But it would be Knicks or no bet.
Well, I got something. I got something to say about that. What up, Doe? Give me Detroit. I'm on the Pistons. I think at the end of these 2 games, going back to New York, it's most likely tied 2-2. And when it comes to that, I think there's value in grabbing the Pistons, who will probably be plus money in both games. If you looked at it at the series, the Detroit Pistons have been the best team in the series for 7 out of the 8 quarters. The Pistons are playing like the better team right now. And now they're home, and I just really like the spot for them to go and get a win. Another win, go up in the series. I think going into the series, I'm like, all right, this series is going 7. The Knicks are going to end up winning. Pistons could win this one in 6. Like, realistically, I think the Pistons win this series now. I know me and you had a conversation yesterday on the phone and everything. We were kind of talking a little bit about the NBA. I said I'm kind of comfortable with all my picks. I had the Knicks. I don't think they win the series anymore. After watching the first 2 games with them at home, no, give me the Pistons here. I think the Pistons look like a better team at the moment.
Fair.
I'm not gonna address certain comments. Nick, did you catch Tim? We watched the game. No, I didn't watch the game. I don't really watch games all that often. Funny Detroit basketball. Yes, Pistons first playoff game in years equals Knicks money line.
I can see that.
First home one. All right. Pistons wire to wire. Knicks first quarter money line bucket. Home playoffs. When was the last time the Pistons made the playoffs?
It's been a minute.
It's been a little bit, yeah. But they're back, and I think they're here to stay for a little bit. Knicks are soft. People fighting. Yeah, exactly. I do think the Knicks are soft. Detroit basketball. Oh, Knicks put up 30 first quarter. Cats puts up 30 for the game. Go Pistons. Knicks. Cat got embarrassed. He has a monster game. Knicks favor for a reason.
Yeah.
Knicks lose the series now. I laugh at this guy. All right. Tell me this. You probably watched the game. What for the first 2 games of the series makes you think that the Knicks are the better team right now? Let me know. They were favored the last game. The Knicks, yeah, they're favored both games at home. Damn, how much money did you catch for the Rockets? We won. Yeah. We won our bet. Favored by 1 is a pick 'em. Pistons will choke. Big eggplant. So they have a good diet, or I don't understand. Let's go to this one, Nick.
Yeah, this is a tricky one here for me. Let's get into it. We have the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're seeing the Thunder as 10-point favorites, total 227 in this game. We've seen this line drop since I typed it up this morning, but it opened up 8.5 yesterday. Actually, on the 22nd, it opened up 8.5, and it got up to a 9.5. Now we're seeing 10s, and it come back down to a 9.5 after that this morning. And then line opened up 226. It's now 227, so we even moved towards the over here as well. Line open up. All right, we have 80% of tickets and 79% of cash is on the over. The line's moving towards the over. And we have 79% of tickets and 87% of cash is on the Thunder in this game here. Now, this is usually a spot that I like. It is the team down 2-0 in the series, heading home to play their first game. And usually I double up on teams in this spot. And for this one, it would be first quarter and first half rather than first half and full game, because I don't trust the Memphis Grizzlies full game. I just don't anymore. The Grizzlies have just not played any type of remotely competitive basketball so far. And they haven't for a little bit. I mean, they won the game against Dallas in the play-in round, and they dominated a game there. Dallas, I don't know if they really cared in that last game of the regular season, where they won 132-97. But other than that, this has been this was a Grizzlies team that limped to the finish line here in the season. And maybe if you want to back the Grizzlies in this spot, I think I may have found a spot I might like. I'm not doubling up on them here. That's definitely not happening. But I think if they do compete, they do cover in this game. If they do, it's because they put up points. Lines moving towards the over and things along those lines. That's where I'm going to go in this game. Is I'm not going to ask the Grizzlies to keep it close. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm going to take their team total over at 108.5 minus 105 on DraftKings. That's the way I'm going to approach this game. I'm not doubling up on them here. This is the least confident I've been on a team down 2-0 in a playoff series. But you guys will keep in mind now, granted, this is a much different series than the other ones we'll talk about, especially when it comes to the ice, where I say the series hasn't started till the road team wins the game. The road team's going to win this game. Like that's not really a question. It's just whether or not they care, whether or not the Grizzlies fight enough to keep it within double digits. Which I would lean. Now, don't get me wrong. This is Grizzlies or no bet for me. If I'm betting a spread in this game, I'm only taking the points. It's dog or pass. But with that being said, I would rather ask them to score me 109 points than I would to ask them to cover double digits. Because could you see this game being another one of those where OKC blows them out? It's just a little bit different of a situation here in Memphis where maybe they're a little bit desperate, leads to them playing a little bit maybe higher tempo and shooting the ball better in this game. That type of thing where this game, instead of it being, 111-98 last game or something along those lines, it's 136-111. And we get 100, and we get the team total over here. So that's where I'm going to approach this game. Memphis Grizzlies team total over 108.5 minus 105 on DraftKings.
This is going to be a shit show. Honestly, and I will tell you guys are, everybody's very, very lucky that the Nuggets game starts half an hour after this, so you don't have to watch this shit show. This game is going to be the same thing as the first 2 games of the series. The Thunder are going to get up early. They're going to blow them out. It's not even going to be close. The fact that you got a 10-point spread with a road team in the playoffs should tell you everything you need to know. Let's be honest here. This game is not going to be close. So I don't like double digits. Thunder is a different story. These 2 teams are playing 2 different sports at the moment. The Grizzlies shouldn't even be on the same floor as the Thunder right now. Thunder blow them out. Even in Memphis, I don't care.
Fine, blow them out. Score 109 points, though, Memphis. That's all I ask.
All right, that's fine when Oklahoma City puts up 140.
Yeah, give me 140 to 112. I'm fine with that.
Memphis +9. Good luck today, my guys in chat. Good luck to you, Stop.Geo. Now it's not Thunder ain't coming to play. They about to play. Yeah, no, they're Pistons in 6. Yes, Pistons in 6. You too, Geo. I was joking. Everyone off the Grizzlies right now. Thunder -9.5. Won 8 out of the last 10 meetings versus the Grizzlies, and obviously 10-0 money line. There you go. Thunder more dogs than Grizzlies. Dude, the Thunder are the best team in the NBA. I'm telling everybody that now. I said that going into the year that the Grizzlies, that the Thunder were going to be the best team in the NBA. And guess what? They're the best team in the NBA. Thunder spread been on the last 2. Sometimes everyone is right. Thunder kill them. Grizzlies first half.
Whoa!
You know what? Respect. Have they ever made it to this far in the playoffs? They could. Grizzlies shocked the world because Astros won. Good job. This is why you're VIP at the book. That helps. It's SGA. It's crazy. SGA hasn't even scored the last 2 games. SGA is not the MVP, by the way. Centurion thinking is average, and they still winning. You can just give them the money with no resistance. Do you know what contrarian means? Earle Bros got to find a meme with donation. Why ain't the line -14 like the last 2 games? Because they switched venues. They are no longer in Oklahoma City. They are in Memphis. Because they looking out for the Memphis wins contest play with wonder of the world, Edie.
With 8th wonder of the world. He's saying the same thing about Sasaki.
Oh, then I don't really trust it as much then. Grizzlies are trash. Or hear me out. The Thunder are really good. Let's go to this game, Nick.
Final game on the NBA card, the Los Angeles Clippers, the Denver Nuggets. I'm worried about the Nuggets. I am. I think they're in trouble here. And especially in this game here. We have this line opening up at a 4.5, immediately went to a 5. It's now a 5.5. So we do move towards the Clippers in this game. Did touch 6 for a second before they got it bought back there. And then the line opened up 215, it's down to a 213. So we'll move towards the under here as well. We have 54% tickets and 54% cash on the Nuggets. The line's moving towards the Clippers. 89% of tickets and 88% of cash is on the over in this one here as well. And the line is dropping. We have this series split the first 2 games. The Nuggets won the first game 112 to 110. I believe that was in overtime. Or no, that was in regulation, right?
What happened?
The first game of the series. That was in regulation, right?
First game went to overtime. Second game did not. But it could have.
Here's the thing. Both games have gone under the total. And now we're seeing 213 rather than 217.5 and 225 for the first 2 games. And one thing that really caught my attention here, and I feel like this Clippers team feels like one of those teams that's like, oh, this team's really overrated or this team whatever. This team was massively underrated this year, especially as a home favorite. They were favored in 28 home games this year. They covered 20 of them for 71.4% cover rate, The Clippers at home were bet on, especially as a favorite. And for me, this is Clippers or it's no bet. And I am worried about the Nuggets at this point. Maybe you back them in game 4, or maybe you hope that the Nuggets lose tonight and you bet them to win a series after this game. But I can only look Clippers in this game. That's the only spot I can look at -5. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on it. I think my only play today is going to be Memphis team total over in the NBA, and I'm loaded up on hockey, so I have plenty of playoff action going later. But for me, I can only look Clips in this game, and that would be my lean here is Clips -5, -5.5 range.
The thing is, the way I look at it, it took a pretty much perfect game from Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers to win by 3. Like
you look overtime for the Nuggets to win at home in game 1.
Yeah, after the Nuggets got off to a slow start, they made the coach made an adjustment, put Michael Porter Jr. on the bench, put Russell Westbrook in, and they made a big run. No, I understand that. But it took a perfect game. And honestly, I could see this game going to overtime again. And I did take the Nuggets. I took them +5.5. This Nuggets team is built for the playoffs. They are. And if you're going to be able to get everything out of your guys that you sat a little bit, they are all well rested. After last game, I think the Nuggets bounce back in this one. I think it goes back to Denver tied at 2. And then the series is on from there. I'm taking the Nuggets here. I'm not scared yet. I'm not worried about it. It was one game. They lost by 3. Kind of similar to when you were saying something about the Habs losing in overtime. Well, the Nuggets only lost by 3. I'm not really concerned yet. Now, if they get blown out tonight, then it's a different story.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the MVP will get the Nuggets a victory.
Then why not money line?
I mean, you can. Honestly, I just think it's going to be a close game, so I just took the +5.5 on the site.
Fair.
Astros are playing tomorrow. Going to be over/under. We're playing Kansas City. I don't know because Kansas City plays a doubleheader today, and we worry about the games today, not games tomorrow. So 4 points is the difference from home wastelands. Most of the time, yeah. Clippers smash. I love Edie. He stands under the rim and dunks.
He looks awkward.
Yeah. 4-4-6 maybe. Okay. Nuggets got no answer for Claw. Hey, if they're able to shut down everybody else, I think they'll be just fine. Nuggets are done. Sorry, my pal teammate Earle. Time to rebuild. Trade Joker for 5 first-rounders. No, the according to your statement about, I think it was the Texas Rangers, the Nuggets have 5 years. They're fine. Joker doesn't look the same. He's only averaging triple doubles. But sure, obviously you're really not watching the game. Joker offensive, but no defense. I think he's been getting better. Tim making so many excuses for this team. I'm looking Clips. I mean, look at did you see the rest of the players in game 2? Because Kawhi put up 39, 18 from Harden, 16 from Zubac, 13 from Powell, under double digits for everybody else. No, you just got if they slow down Claw, then they're fine. Joker, Kawhi for points, rebounds for Porter, Kawhi for rebounds, same game parlay. Okay. Only thing that will help the Nuggets is if Kawhi pulls a hammy and is out for the series. I disagree. Tim is scared. I am not scared. I'm passing. Ooh, wow, more chat. I'm passing. Only going to be on the Thunder, keeping my small card. Honestly, I don't care who wins MVP. If I could do it, it would be LeBron winning every year. The thing is, LeBron is not the MVP. He's hiding it. I'm not. Give me Zubac over Joker. Zubac is a monster. He's solid, but no. Joker is way better than Zubac. Yeah, he sounds like a homer, not a capper. They can't stop Kawhi. Why the Nuggets ain't favored or pick them? Because they're on the road. Timmy is blinded. Nuggets are cooked. Nuggets are cooked. You know what? I love hearing this. I love that everybody's against my play. Fine. I agree. Can't argue with that one. Harden can have a 30-plus game. He very well could. Porter is shot. Murray shot. Westbrook is old. I don't understand your hatred for all of our teams, but go fuck yourself. Clippers are just the better team. They're hotter down the stretch. It's been a bad year for the Nuggets with all the firings and all. That's one of the big concerns. But yes, damn. So focusing all on Kawhi isn't possible. Let's head to hockey, Nick.
Yeah. Get started with this matchup, Tim.
You got the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning minus 125 with a total of 5.5 in this game.
Yeah. The Panthers lead the series 1-0. They took game 1 in Tampa Bay 6-2. Looked absolutely dominant in that game, even though it was 22-17. Was it really only 17 shots on goal for the Panthers in that game? That doesn't sound right. Yeah. That was a putrid game for Andrei Vasilevskiy. 11 saves, 6 goals allowed. He had a .647 save percentage in that game. You know what we're going to get in this one here? A Vasilevskiy bounce back. I am very high on Vasilevskiy to bounce back in this game after having a putrid game 1. I do not see that happening twice in a row on home ice. We've seen this in the past. When Vasilevskiy gets lit up in one game, he bounces back in the next one. And we've seen this. He is a proven playoff player, and he is somebody who I trust after having a horrible game. That might be the worst game that we've ever seen Vasilevskiy have in the playoffs. And after that game, I expect him to be awesome in this game here. And I expect the Lightning to be bounce back here at home. Granted, this is a matchup that we saw last year, and we did see the Panthers win the series in 5. And obviously the Panthers are an awesome team. I mean, we cashed with them to win the Stanley Cup last year. We were very high on this team last year. And I think if they make it out of this first round against Tampa Bay, they can win the East again. The Florida Panthers. I think they have that level. If I'm the Florida Panthers, if I have futures on the Florida Panthers, the one team I'm scared of, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Because Ottawa and Toronto does not scare me. Neither does Carolina, Washington. So, for me, in this game, I'm backing Vasilevskiy to bounce back after a putrid game 1. I got the Tampa Bay Lightning last night. I bet, and I've doubled up on every game other than the Wild game because that was the only game I didn't feel the need to double up on. I got the Lightning at minus 120. I got the Florida Panthers team total under 2.5 at plus 115. I expect this to be something along the lines of 3-1, 3-2 Lightning in this game. I also lean under the total in this game as well. But for me, the 2 plays I am going with is the Lightning on the money line and the Panthers team total under 2.5 at plus 115.
There you go. I'll go ahead and load up the Lightning money line for you. And I'll let you go to the chat.
Yep. Tim so rude. Okay. Clips minus 5.5. Book it.
Sounds like a lock.
Cats and Reg. I gotta go. You always leave right as hockey starts. That's interesting.
I gotta go.
5. Yeah. What team does Trent Grisham play for? He is a Yankee. He's a Yankee. I guess he came back from paternity leave. New baby dad on the block. Oh, Trent Grisham. Home run today, potentially. Blues money line, Leafs money line, Tampa and Reg. I'm out. Good luck. I'm with you on the Blues. I'm obviously against you on the Leafs. And I'm on Tampa money line. LOL. Yo. What about first period over? I lean under in the game in general. So no, I wouldn't go first period over, but that's just me having more of a lean towards the under in the game. Capitals gentlemen sweep. Contest update. Yes, I forgot to do the contest update. There we go with that. I'm still in first place. Lex, about a unit and a half away from me, though, making things close. Coin up 6. Neil up 5.6. Forgot I have to drop Coyote here. Coyote had a terrible day yesterday, so he's down in the negatives again. Craig Wood up 3.79. 446 is Scared up 1.45. Tyson Cook up 1.21. Occupancy up 1. And then everybody else is negative there. So that is the update for the contest.
There you go. Let's head to the next game, Nick, where I always like to have fun with this with this series because we got the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators. It's essentially a pick 'em at this point with a total of 5.5. Fire away.
Yeah, and this will probably be the last. This will probably be the last time I back the Ottawa Senators, especially if they lose. And they'll probably get swept. But it's one of my favorite angles. Now, I believe last year this angle was not very good. But this is one of the angles that I'm going to bet, I'm going to track throughout these playoffs. And it is backing the team down 2-0 in the series. First period and full game. To bounce back after losing the first 2 games on the road to win the game at home there in that spot. I got first period -115, full game -110. Good luck finding those numbers now. Because over on Bovada, that first period's up to -125. On Bet365 where I got the money line, so -130. So the Lions definitely moved in my favor for the Sens game here in this one. I think when you look at this matchup, if the Sens can keep it 5-on-5 and stay out of the penalty box, and if the referees can call too many men on the ice, then this is a 1-1 series at the very least. Because even the broadcaster announcers, did you see the game-winning goal?
No, I didn't watch it.
Maple Leafs? They were like, because about 10 seconds before it happened, it's like they said the Leafs have 6 men too many men on the ice, but the referees gave them the benefit of the doubt. And then they went on and scored the game-winning goal like less than 10 seconds later. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? How can the broadcast announcers say that? And then they score the game-winning goal. It's like, oh yeah, how can you say they give them the benefit of the doubt? It's the playoffs and it's a penalty. It's the clear-cut, most obvious penalty in the book. If there's 6 guys on the ice, there's too many players on the ice. But apparently referees can't count, so it is what it is. But with that being said,
Nick, they're Canadian. What do you expect?
Oh, I'm sorry, eh? But yeah, no, I'm on the Senators in this game. I got the first period at -115, the full game at -110.
Yeah, you already know we got that TikTok dance bet on this one, so that's fine. Do I have to put it up on the site?
Yes.
Fine. Go to the chat.
Capitals gentleman sweep. I could see that being 2-2 heading back to Washington, honestly. That is one thing that I could see is that the Habs win at least one in Montreal. Contest update.
Can you at least take the -1? The biggest line is -127, 125.
I'll take the 125, please. I can see this game going to overtime, so no. Because game 2 went to overtime. I could see this game going to overtime. Kachuk versus Kachuk, 1 point each. DK won't let me combine them. Interesting. See you later. F hockey. Wow, yeah. Can you give an update for MLB tonight? We already did. Sens puck line. Bobrovsky 7-3 versus the Lightning. I think I have to take Panthers plus money over 5.5. I see. I can't fade the Lightning off of that performance. I just can't. And maybe it's just what do you call it? Vividness bias over what Vasilevsky's done in the playoffs over the years. But for me, I can't fade the Lightning after that game. I can't do it. We'll move on though to this game, Tim. This is a fun series for me. I like this one.
All right, yeah, I feel like this is where they finally pull away. Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild. Vegas -155, 5.5 is the total. got to be a bounce back spot for the Knights.
Let's get wild. Let's get wild. No, this is the game this is when I was looking at the playoffs and I knew the Wild were a wild card team. This was one of the first games I circled. Minnesota, game 3, first playoff game back at home. I have to take a look back at the stats, and I feel like if I message Terry, he can tell me exactly what the record is for the Wild game 3s. This team is unbelievable in game 3s, especially at home. And I'm actually gonna send him the message here. What is the Wild's game 3 at home record as of late? Question mark. Because I feel like this is a Wild team that, regardless whether or not you think they win the series or lose the series, they always win game 3. They always win game 3, and I got them at plus 125 in this game here. I think Minnesota wins the series, and I've been saying that for a while. I'm not high on this Vegas Golden Knights team, and I needed to see Minnesota win a game in Vegas for me to have complete confidence, or more confidence, that the Minnesota Wild can beat the Vegas Golden Knights. And I thought, and I'm bought in. I think the Vegas Golden Knights are eliminated in the first round. I think the Minnesota Wild can knock them off. I still stick to my prediction pre-series, Minnesota in 7, but they stole a game on the road, and that is huge. And I think they can win this game and flirt with having a 3-1 lead in this series, potentially. I think probably they split the games in Minnesota, and then they both win at home in game 5 and game 6, and then win Minnesota in 7. So I am on the Wild here at plus 125 in this game.
I'm against you. And I got 136 on the site for you. Senators puck line. If you're going to bet it. If you're going to bet it, might as well go for the score. Wild in regulation. He did tweet about it earlier. Panthers did beat the Lightning 4-1 last year.
Yes,
that was last year.
But that was last year. That Lightning team was not nearly as good as the Lightning team this year, I think.
All right, Nick. Final playoff game of the day, and it's the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. Jets minus 120. Total of 5?
Yes.
Jesus.
And this 5 is minus 130, by the way. So it is a reasonable 5. I kind of want to tack on the over in this game and bet my first total in the playoffs. Because these are the type of totals I would like to go look and go bet. And you're giving me a 5 at minus 130. I'm going to add that on. Tim, if you want to put up on the site, only a 5 though. I do not want a 5.5. I want only a 5 to where a point where if this game is 2-2, I want to push at the very worst. And I could see both teams scoring 2 goals in this game. And for me, I'm also on the St. Louis Blues in the first period and the St. Louis Blues in the full game. So I'm extra invested in this game now too. And for me, it's pretty simple. It is the team down 2-0. I will always back the team down 2-0 heading home in the series in some way, shape, or form. Even if I don't like them to win the game, I'll grab a team total like I did with the Grizzlies there in that one. And I like this spot for St. Louis. It's going to be Binnington at home, and we've seen the St. Louis team. Now, am I saying they win the series? No, I probably have given up on that a little bit there. But I do think they are, at the very least, live to win this game here, and that's exactly where I'm going to go in this one. Blues, for me, first period, I got it at minus 105. The full game, I got it even money, and I'm tacking on the over 5 in this game for this one as well, minus 130 over on BetMGM.
Yeah, I could only get 140. 141 for the 5, so you're not getting a 5 on the site. There you go. Lay Cats Sens Wild Jets. There you go. That is everything for today, though. We'll be back again tomorrow for some more baseball, some MLB playoffs. Till next time, we still have no outro. So goodbye.